Well, I got into this Jeep a little deeper, and discovered what was going on with it. The clutch wouldn't release on this thing, and I knew there were several possibilities for that. And I've had clutches, I've seen them just disintegrate and the whole center hub come loose in them, and the springs fall out of them, and this and that. I had one time. It came apart and the disc was spinning around, but the center hub was completely broke loose of it. Anyway, that's not the case this time, but like I said, I knew there was a few possibilities that would cause it to not release, and I had to pull the engine out. There she hangs. But I discovered that the clutch was not bad. The pressure plate was, you know, normal wear, and I hated to break that loose. I have a pilot shaft to go in there to line the splines up and line that clutch up, but this old Chevy input shaft has a much smaller pilot bushing than the Jeep in there. It's bigger, but I've got it lined up pretty good, and I can release it once I get it down there and get it on. I've done that before, done it several times actually, so I can get it on there. Anyway, the clutch is good, the pressure plate is good, and I did take it loose because I thought it might have been stuck to the flywheel. I've had that happen too. And anyway, got into it, and that was all fine. So lo and behold, if you look down in that bell housing down there, you see there's a pivot point right there, and on that sits the throwout bearing fork, which slides the throwout bearing in and out on that shaft and pushes in on the fingers on this pressure plate, which releases the clutch. And what I discovered was, there's an indentation. I mean, I know this is how they work, but as you see, there's a little indentation on this throwout bearing fork, and it fits on a little ball that sits in that mount that I just showed you. And here's the mount, but the little ball's gone. So what that was doing was allowing this thing to sit right on there, and it wasn't enough. It was pivoting on that rather than pivoting on the ball, and it was loose, and it was not allowing the fork to push the throwout bearing far enough in to release that clutch. So, and it's just gone. I don't know where it went. If it flew out the side, because this boot that goes around there is missing or almost all gone, and the pressure was on that thing, and this linkage had dropped off. Actually, that fits here, it had dropped off, and the guy knew that, but he didn't know this was bad. Nobody could know that was bad inside. But if that were gone, it would put this in position to possibly have that ball shoot right out the side, because it's not in there. So, you know, I could possibly order this part. I don't know. It's supposed to have a ball. I guess it was kind of pressed in there, because I've seen these before, but they weren't pressed in. They were just all made in one piece. And I might be able to order one, but that wouldn't be near as much fun as making one. And that's, you know, I ordered one. That's just not how we do it here in the Hillbilly Workshop. So what I have is this little ball bearing. It came out of I had a guy saving them out of works at a truck shop, and he saved the ball bearings out of semi truck transmissions and for me, for my garden art and such. Anyway, that just happens to just fit right in there perfectly, and it happens to just fit this indentation perfectly. It's like Chinese checkers. Bam, boy, it's just right in there. And I haven't determined what this material is yet. If it's something I can weld, I assume it is. I will just tack that little ball bearing in there, and then it'll be back to what it used to be and allow that to pivot. If it won't weld, I'll get a bolt that's the right length, and I'll weld this to it, and it's the same threads, and make one. But I'd rather use this if it'll work, and I think it will. Anyway, that's what was wrong, so I'm going to fix it. See you later.